Music Etiquette here, and I'm back with another review. I just want to start by saying I'm wearing this cap to represent all the people that are capping out there, the people that are not doing their research, the people just that listen to an album just once and conclude that it's crap or it doesn't measure up to the old stuff and all those things that people, I guess, are entitled to say because free speech is a thing. But anyway, I'm talking about none other than Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers is back with another album, his fifth studio album, 18 tracks, which is not exactly not a short album. And straight out the gate, I just want to start by saying, again, people should stop listening to an album once and then conclude that it's not up to par because someone took that time to go into studio and compile all these things that he needs to compile, the double entendres, the triple entendres, the references that you're going to miss because you can't wait to get your 2 cents out there. And the other thing is, if you're gonna sit in this chair and critique music, it's futile for you to not have all your facts straight most of the time. As much as I can say this is my opinion, I mean, my opinion has to have substance. I can't just dismiss or hype something without actually listening to it more than once because you're a human being. You're more than likely to miss 18 things in this case. But anyway, if I get carried away, let's get into this thing. First track is called United in Grief. It's grim, it's flowy, it switches into drums and like there's a lot of keys. It is jazzy and it is he's chanting in a way. Uh, N95 is one of my favorite tracks on this thing. As you know, N95 masks during COVID times, so he's playing back and forth between things people need to take off. The same way you take off your mask and then we see who you really are is the same way that he's saying that take off your masks, take away all the jewelry, the fancy stuff, the phones and all those things, and he's just asking people to look within and like to confront themselves to see who they really are. Worldwide Steppers is another chanty song here. It gave me slam poetry vibes, and the next track on this thing is called Die Hard, and it's the first of many soulful tracks that are vibey. It's experimental and it's really beautiful. The features really came through, and you guys need to check it out so that I don't ruin it for you guys. Uh, Father Time featuring Sampa, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's another beautiful track here. You usually can't miss when Sampa is on the feature. It's a banger, man. Rich is an interlude. Rich Spirit. He does that thing where he switches the voice. I loved it. The flow, the beats, it really merges well, and he I think it was a nod to Hulk Hogan because you remember wrestling days. Let me tell you something, brother. So you're gonna hear a lot of brother on this thing, and it reminds me of the old Kendrick where he used to play with his voice a lot. We Cried Together featuring Taylor Page is yeah. The first part should have been longer for me, and the second part is I guess I like the fresh take on how an argument goes in a relationship while it's still flowing and it's it's punchy. Like it was punchy. It wasn't a typical. It was well written out because every single thing that they argued about kind of almost rhymed as a song should because rap is rhythm and poetry and rhythm and poetry. It's rap. That's the recipe you need and that's what's happening throughout this whole thing. Next track is called Purple Hearts featuring Samoa. Yeah, baby. It's really nice. I liked how Summer Walker and Kendrick were kind of singing, but it's not in the same tempo. It's not even the same style, but it was just there was chemistry there, and that's what makes a good song. Count Me Out is I guess him addressing people who can't him out, and yeah, the last or the last flow is insane. It wasn't long enough, but it was crazy because it was back and forth with himself, and then at the last part he's saying, "This is me, I'm blessed." He's just saying that he loves it when people can't him out, and Again, I probably missed 1,000 things, and this is why you need to listen to something more than once so that you can get the context, you can understand what the artist was trying to do, and you can make up your mind. Crown, it's like a play song. It's like a song that you could get like at a theater, and then yeah, that's how it I perceived it. And then it speaks to his versatility again. He's not afraid to take a risk. He's not afraid to put a song like this on an album and it still bangs. Silent Hill featuring Kodak Black. The only thing that I didn't like is okay, but it's all the time. Kodak Black is never rapping on beat. Like he's always off beat. For the most part, it works, and I suppose it was playful once more. Cause yeah, it was playful. Go check it out. Savior interlude. I don't know, man. You just go crazy when you hear Baby Keem's voice. It's so I don't know, but it has that put me on a verse, even if I'm not gonna go bar for bar, but put me on a verse. And then the follow-up track is called Savior, which follows the interlude, obviously, featuring Baby Keem and Sam Do. I liked the Are You Happy For Me's. I feel like it made the track less serious. And Anti Diaries is again what Kendrick does so genius. Like the first, let's say the first 12 tracks were more or less like they had the potential to be commercial bangers, right? Something that you could play at the club and stuff like that. And then he will sneak in a track like Anti Diaries where he talks about uh I think his auntie coming out, and his family members also like one of the people that he knows coming out and stuff like that, and the difficulties it takes to like bring yourself out there in terms of the LGBTQI plus community. And again, it's his genius to still address social issues but still give you like an album that you can listen to. Mr. Morale is another track on this thing featuring Tenna Leone, and yeah, this was one of the complicated tracks for me. Even after so many listens, it'll probably grow on me, but it's one of the okay tracks for me on this thing. Mother I Sober featuring Beth Gibbons. Again, it's classic storytelling, it's poetic, it addresses a very serious issue in the community, and that's what happened. Another track is called Mirror. It's jazzy, it's hip hoppy. Someone said he could hear the Kanye influence or something Kanye would do, and it was like, come on, man, way, way, like this is something only Kendrick would do, and I really don't know. Maybe it's rap bias, but I really doubt it. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers for me is his greatest project to date because he fuses every single thing that I've ever heard from him and he makes it into this. It's evolution in a way because I mean, as a human being, the ultimate goal is to evolve. And then, like, if we're not evolving, why else are we living or why else are we doing what we're doing? Uh, I had an argument with a friend. He said that Good Kid is still his best album today. And yeah, everyone is entitled to their opinions, but I'm all for open like reaching another level in your career. I'm all for you taking risks, experimenting and just not being afraid to be out there, to be bold and take the next move. So this is the album that did that. He fused everything that he ever did, and then he also wasn't afraid to experiment with new sounds, new instruments, new features. Because now it's there's a few features that stand out, but I wouldn't say it's heavyweight names. And throughout the time, you could see that from Good Kid to now, the features actually come to a I'm talented. I'm not a huge heavyweight superstar, but I can still carry myself in a track. And gradually, that's what we see with Kendrick, that he can make uh magic out of anything with anyone. And this album for me is probably gonna win a Pulitzer Prize. But anyway, go check it out. Let me know what you think. I really would love to hear what you think of the album. And peace.